Let's try again. Let's see what happens here. I think we're still live streaming on Rumble and X, but we'll try again here. Okay, I think, yeah, it looks like we're up on YouTube. All right, you guys, let's try again. We are here with another fabulous episode of, what is this one called, Nikki? This is Sidereal Astrology, Magic Mysteries, and more. And today is our full moon special. I'm still recovering from the, I guess, virus that shall not be named, lest we get in trouble. I guess we're not even allowed to talk about it. We just have to pretend it's not a real thing anymore. So I have my beverage over here, and hopefully I will not be having just a crazy coughing fit, but that could happen. So Nikki's here to prepare to take over.
It's okay. Some people are sensitive. Most of us are not to that. So
I'm gonna change this thing. Nikki, I gotta edit. That's what I was doing right before we got it. Guys, so the little ticker that you're reading right now, it's talking about the Sumerian astrology. It is now the Babylonian astrology.
Yeah, it is. It's really changed.
Astrology webinar. This is going to be on November 29th. And that is at 11 a.m. Eastern. Oh, I did have the wrong time in the thing, but that's all right. I got it now. GMT -5. Okay, so that's Eastern US time. The link is in the video description. You guys definitely registered for that. Apparently, the Sumerian astrology webinar was amazing and everybody loved it. So thank you everybody for coming and registering. And hopefully it was beyond your wildest dreams.
It was great. It was great information. I had a good time. I was taking notes. There were things that you were telling me. I was like, oh, I forgot about this. I better write this down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I see stuff I forget about too, because I tend to have to cram everything into an hour or so. And it was nice to have a little bit extra time to go into more detail. Hi, Chris. Hi out there in the chat. I know we're our folks are usually like us, a little bit late to the show, to the party today. So let's see. What do we got going on here? Today, the full moon, was the full moon technically your guys' time? Was it yesterday or today? Do you know?
You know what?
You don't know today?
I'm not getting hung up on specifics, but
wow.
Yeah.
Congratulations. Doesn't that feel good to just not?
It does. I used to care so much about the exact time and the exact everything, but that energy just sits with us for a couple of days. So
it looks pretty cool.
I stopped getting hung up on it. I tried getting pictures.
Out the window, it looks full. But it looked full yesterday too. I think it was the exact time might have been like really, really late last night here. So maybe it was your guys' time in the morning. I don't know. It probably doesn't matter that much, as we said. So
yeah. That full moon energy has been building up, and it lasts a few days anyway.
Oh, so yeah, for sure.
We live with that for a while, guys.
Speaking of living with it,
yeah.
How are you handling it right now?
Oh, shut up.
No, I didn't. That wasn't like a trick question. That wasn't a trick question.
Oh, you know what? I was really good up until like, I don't know, maybe like today and yesterday. And then all of a sudden I got all weepy and yucky.
Yeah. What do you have in Aries? Okay, but what do you have in Aries?
I have my Mercury and Mars in Aries, and my midheaven is in Aries. So there's some stuff going on in there.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on in there.
I think it has a lot to do though with Mars moving into Scorpio, Mercury moving into Scorpio. I think it has a lot more to do with like those two than it really does with Moon there. I mean, it's highlighting a lot of different things, but yeah, I mean, the Aries is like my 9th house. So, that's I'm constantly thinking about the future, guys. I'm always on like future minded. So it's been looking a little sad and bleak and not good on my personal life. And I just keep running into
it's a transition. You got to be prepared for the transition.
It is. So it's not looking anything like how I want it. So boo-hoo. Yeah, that's where fears come from. But what do you do? Everything else seems to be going pretty good. This has been a weird lunar cycle, though. People have been going off, acting out of sorts, just out of character.
Yeah.
My son had an online stalker who was just like, he told this guy off. You know, he was this rep who came into the store, and their products absolutely suck. Okay, guys, I work in the cannabis industry, and we have integrity where I work. Okay. Like we just don't, we're not shady. We're not into the shady practices. We're not into the shady business practices. A lot of people think it's a quick money-making scheme. Getting into this industry, it's really hard to keep ethics and those types of things in this industry, because it's so brand new, you know, and everyone wants to make $1 million and like retire. But we're fighting a lot of taboos. We're fighting a lot of like old conditioning. I mean, this is medicinal. This is medicine. So when we get reps that come in and they're selling like absolute garbage, you have no idea what's in it and they won't tell you. Like all of a sudden my son is just like, he takes what we do really seriously. He told this guy off, sent him on his way, kicked him out of the store. And the guy stalked him online and was like, you know, you're going to learn how like things really are, pal. Like,
oh, that's creepy.
I know.
So what do you think it is that's bringing the creeps out?
Oh my God. Well, that's just one example. I've got several people and myself.
Okay.
You know, I think it's this moon. I think it's people like, and I think it's the way that, you know, Mercury and Mars has moved into like Scorpio. People can get weird and they want like mental control and they want to be right. And they are imagining things that are happening that aren't really. And it's this big, like weird, I don't know. It's just been weird. This has been the weirdest cycle I've been a part of.
Okay.
Yeah. It's been,
I'm having a great time.
I know it. I knew it every time. I'm like, God dang, you know.
To be fair though, I don't interact with a lot of people. Like I'm not in, I don't have a retail job. You know what I mean? Like I see the same people. I walk to the store every day. It's the same cashier. Like it's pretty straightforward. So maybe it would be different.
About like I like I love it. I love the store. I love the people that come in all the time. I've got regulars.
Well, you get to do readings with people right there.
Yeah, I will. I'll pull out my phone and pull up Stellarium or Cosmic Watch. I'll pull something up and be like, well, let's look at it. You know, if I don't already have your chart in my computer and it's not up, then we'll take a look. I actually just had a client that I did a reading for last year come in, and she was just glowing. She's changed her life. So I don't want to say that readings change your life, but when you understand what your emotional patterns are and why you're suffering the way you're suffering, you make different choices. You're like, oh, hey, you know what? Maybe if I zig instead of zag all the time, then things will be different. And
readings can absolutely change people's lives.
I think that absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, this one has been, I was a classic. I don't know if you want to call it the classic angry Aries. Like, you know, I don't want to associate Aries with like anger all the time, you know, that fire. You always see that because I've met a lot of Aries people that are really deep thinkers and they're really like super emotional and tender people, and they're very lost in their imaginations and creative. I mean, I know that having Aries placements for me, I mean, when I was younger, I would literally sit and imagine that I was like the heroes in the movies, you know, or I was like saving all the orphans from the burning buildings, you know, like I would just sit there and just fantasize. Like,
no, doesn't everybody do that to some extent though?
I thought so. I thought
so too.
I've talked to a few people. I remember telling a girl this because she was like, you're so different. She's like, so you imagine things? I don't do that. And I'm like,
do people not do that? I don't know, because my moon's in Aries, like right in the middle, and I don't know. That's how I live like my entire life. So
I actually think that's how I can disassociate so well. I mean, I can just click out. I can tune out reality so fast.
There's that's not
good
necessarily
and bad.
a bad thing.
Yeah, it's not necessarily bad.
Because how real is the reality anyways? We don't know. Hi, Christine. Yes, you guys, thank you for joining us. If you're just watching us, let us know in the comment section how this full moon is treating you, how the lunar cycle in general since the new moon we've had a couple weeks ago, how that's been. Nikki says a lot of weird stuff going on, and I haven't noticed it quite as much, but I usually don't. So we'd love to hear what you guys have going on. Now I have is it okay? So you have to forgive me, Nikki, because I can't keep the stuff in my brain for very long.
No,
is it your Venus in Aries?
Well, she's like right on the edge of Aries, right inside of just right inside of Taurus.
Okay, so like right over here.
Yeah.
Okay. What did you have in Aries though? I already forgot.
Mars and Mercury, and that's more on the Pisces side.
Yeah, but what did you say you had in Aries? Because you said I'm the typical Aries.
My midheaven and
your midheaven. Okay,
my midheaven, my Mars, my Mercury are there. So
okay, so Mercury too for sure. Then a lot of imagination, definitely. That's a big one. Probably super bizarre dreams. I think we've talked about that before too.
Yeah,
a lot of creativity, a lot of interest. As a matter of fact, I would say a creativity and like a desire to learn that is probably it can border on destructive at times. Indulgently creative, which I definitely have that going on too, so I can respect that. But what's interesting, Nikki, and I don't know, we never really talk about the midheaven, at least not in too much detail, but I would say a midheaven right there in the middle of Aries, like you definitely want a more creative career. You definitely want something that allows you to be
for sure, free.
Well, not just free, but has like a deeper spiritual drive to it too. Now, not everybody, like spirituality is not always the word that is the best to use when it comes to anything in astrology. I don't think so. Because there are a lot of atheists, a lot of real scientific people, and they just don't speak that language. I don't really see a difference between somebody who uses their intuition to do physics, or like, come up with these equations than somebody who's like tapping in through meditation. I don't really see that. I mean, there's physically maybe a difference.
Spirituality, I kind of associate more with getting to know yourself versus, looking outside of yourself for, validation or
for
whatever, like I think that's what religion is for, looking at some people like to look outside of themselves. Some people are really good at combining their religion and their spirituality and actually living it. It's everybody's different though. They're gonna do their different thing. It's really hard to come up with different descriptions for spirituality though, isn't it? It's hard to just name it spirituality, because you're right. I've read for people that are like, I believe I'm God, and I'm like, oh, cool. Like,
it's a nice feeling. I believe I am. I believe you are. I believe it all is.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like, and maybe it's because I'm feeling big emo, but I don't feel like I'm in control of my life all the time. Sometimes I feel like a marionette on a string, and I think something else is in control, and it pisses me off. I'm like, is it karma? What did I do wrong? What did I do? And
that's a deeper philosophical. I don't, everybody's got their own take on it. And I think it changes at time too.
Mm-hmm.
So absolutely. It just depends on where you want to operate from. I guess you have options. Everybody's got options, right?
Yeah. I understood my midheaven as like kind of my, not just like my, like your ascendant can sometimes be like how you operate, how you like impulsively move, but like having my midheaven in Aries, I think is why some people get, turned off or intimidated, or
it's a very intimidating energy. Yes. Anybody out there who has strong Aries, you probably intimidate the hell out of people. And I'm sorry, like there's not a lot you can do about it.
I'm a sweetheart, you guys. Yeah. I really am just a fluffy bunny. Okay. And I just swear a lot, Ooh. Whoops.
Yeah, I think it's fine. Who out there has Aries placements? You guys know? Let us know in the comments. Let me see, who do we got here? Christine says, hello, Soul Fam. It had been a wild 2 days, heavy energy. My Saturn is in the first house, Taurus, on this Aries full moon. Mars in 8th house, Sag. Yeah, that's a lot. That's definitely intense. Favorite phase, observe, or maybe phrase, observe, don't absorb. I think that's a good one too. Yeah, that's definitely, we need a t-shirt with that one.
Yeah, definitely.
Christine says, that's beautiful. Readings do change lives, a soul contract. Yeah, they definitely do, you guys. Okay. And if you've ever had, it's easy for an astrologer to be like, yes, astrology has changed my life. And it, like it's just an amazing tool. But for even people who don't practice it every day, just to go in and have a session like that and have somebody be able to speak to them on this deeper level, that a lot of times, a lot of people are really closed off and don't realize it, and some of that's just societal. We don't have a lot of people to talk to as much anymore. A lot of it's real superficial on social media. We all live far away from each other. Families are smaller. So there's a real lack of communication. There's a sense of maybe not feeling heard or feeling like people understand you. So to have to let go and sit down with a total stranger and have them just lay out your life and all these deeper feelings and experiences. I mean, it makes you think about your own situation in a deeper way and be like, wait a second, there's more to this than clearly there's more to existence than I originally thought, or else this person wouldn't be able to do it. And so the information sits with you a little bit differently. And I assume everybody out there who's watching has probably had some sort of astrology reading before. Hopefully it was a good one. Hopefully you guys had a sidereal astrologer who knew their stuff. Otherwise, maybe it wasn't quite as good. But even still doing your own astrology. I know I had a student yesterday. I won't say her name unless she wants me to. But I had her. One of the things I do in my one-on-one classes is I have you do readings. I make you read people that I know very well that you don't know at all. So I can verify the information. And I actually had her read. It's one of the charts I don't normally have people read just because we don't usually get to it. He's like last on my list, but I had her read my technically ex-husband. It's a complex situation. And she nailed it. This is like her, I think it was like her second class, you guys. And she totally crushed it. But even for me, like I look at his chart all the time, to have somebody else look at it and be like, yeah, I think this is what's going on and this is what he needs to do. Like, oh, it just hits you at a different angle. And you're like, oh my God, you're right. Like it's right under your face, but you don't always see it because you're used to looking at your own filters. And so to have somebody up and like, oh my God, that makes so much sense, So, and I know just from like that experience as an example, it changes how you look at that person, how you deal with problems or potential, communication issues, and be like, okay, maybe, this person's got more going on than I originally realized. And it's just different. It really does help. And hopefully I would imagine that's what everyone should be doing with astrology. Now that's natal astrology. Sometimes predictive astrology doesn't get that. What do we call that? It's not quite as, deep, like you don't cry as much. I don't usually have people cry at their during their predictive readings. So it's a different ball of wax. So just even hearing people give forecasts on the internet, you're probably not having that same experience. But a natal reading like that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, you're right. I've looked at my charts so much that I try to look ahead. I look at my transits, and I've been in a position, just personal life is kind of, and I can't look at it. I just can't even look at it. I end up like in tears. I booked a reading with Gary O'Toole, our Vedic astrologer, because he just doesn't know me that well. And he's like, well, what do you specifically do you want to know? And I'm like, I just want to know if everything's going to get better, like ever, because I look at it and I'm like, nothing is ever going to be good again. I'm dramatic, you guys. I'm just dramatic. I know things like will be fine.
It's all those squares, and it's already made massive improvement. It's
all of those squares. Like it makes me want to square up, and I got nothing to square up against. It's just I have to live with this tension, and there's no movement yet until
I disagree with you philosophically. I completely disagree with you. And I know
I need a second opinion. So
I know, no, that's
I'm
good.
negative.
That's really good.
was just in a negative place, and it's been really hard. And there's been a lot of really good things. Obviously, there's a lot of change. And when those things come on really fast, I think it just takes a minute to catch your breath, catch yourself. But
it's a process. It takes
time
to adjust to everything.
It is. I'm trying to actually take the advice I give other people. Trying to actually do that.
That's the hard one, yeah.
It is hard because I don't know why when you're looking at your own stuff, your own chart, your own like everything, you have a different view. You're like swimming in it, you can't really, I don't know. For me, I can't really tell anymore. I used to be able to look and be like, oh, this is going to happen. This is going to happen. This is going to happen. Now it's just like this fuzzy screen and there's nothing that I can really do about anything anymore, but just live it.
It's hard to read yourself no matter what kind of reading you're doing, whether it's tarot or just intuitive or whatever. It's next to impossible. So it's good to have,
tarots. Oh my God. I've just been yelling at my guys. I'm like, what is wrong with you guys giving me this card? And they're like, I'm telling you, like when you trust your team, they're always usually right, or there's some like message that you need. And I've been mad. I'm like, you know what? Get that Aries fire in me.
Well, yeah, that totally might be a part of it.
Like, haven't I been punished enough? I don't know, but
I don't think that's what's happening. Okay, so again, this is my philosophical take on it. This is my experience with it. So anybody out there, if you deal with squares in your chart, like this is definitely something.
I'm living in Squareville, guys. Everything's square, everything. So.
I have a grand square in my chart. Hits my ascendant, midheaven, Imam Chele descendant. So it's the whole shebang. All right. It's hidden my whole life from every which angle. Couldn't really, it's pretty bad. Now, if you're doing it mathematically, Placidus, the house system, always has your midheaven and your all your major angles and stuff right in the same spot. So if you use a whole house system or the real sky, you're going to get differences in where those actually line up. So most people, they might think they have like the grand square, and you don't. It actually depends on where you were born on the planet, geographically, time of day and season and whatnot, because the earth changes with the seasons. So anyways, this one shook me for quite some time. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I really only figured this thing out how many years ago? It hasn't been that long. I'm gonna say maybe 4 years ago when I really figured it out. Now, moving made a giant difference. Okay, when I moved, I changed, when geographically you move and you start to switch up some of those smaller angles, your ascendant, descendant, Imam Chele, your vertex, like some of that's gonna move, and it definitely made things so much better. But when I went and I looked back at these squares, it was very clear, based on some other things, like I was going to struggle with my career. I was going to struggle just in society, in my environment, with like deeper insecurities. That's all 4 of those points, you guys. It's personal, external, from top to bottom. All right, when you got something like that going on. When I started to, part of that issue was I was trying to conform to what I thought was expected of me. What was, I had a lot of, call them virtual mentors, I guess, not like people necessarily in my life, but, people giving advice, which is great for them. And it wasn't great for me. Like you try to do the thing that works for everybody else, and it just doesn't work for you. Okay. And this is something that happens to a lot of people, not just grand squares, like with something like your ascendant, descendant, and whatnot, but also squares that are hitting your sun can do it, sometimes Saturn. But when I quit fighting it, all right, when I quit trying to conform and be a part of my environment and like I just let it go, and I just stopped trying. That's when everything else really fell into place. Now, I should know better, because I like you said, Nikki, I give people this advice, like take your own advice, right?
Yeah.
I have noticed that squares are, the way I like to describe them is it's like going to the gym. Some people love the gym. Okay, I'm one of those people. I love it. It's like one of the greatest things ever. And I love I love pushing myself super hard. I love feeling exhausted and sweaty and like just being so like I push myself so hard I can't move the next day, no matter how like many weeks in a row I train. Like I still make myself sore. Yeah, so like some people love it. Other people will avoid extra steps like the plague. They will just, they will do anything, but it's like people that will drive around in the parking lot until a spot opens up rather than have to like walk a few extra steps to the front of the store. Okay.
Yeah.
So there are these different metaphor. Yeah. And everybody falls in a different level of this, obviously. But squares are like going to the gym. If you don't like challenges, if you don't like pushing yourself, they're going to suck. Okay. And now, again, this depends on what area of life they refer to, obviously. And some of them, like if you have Pluto squares, those are rough because now you're dealing with a challenge that you can't necessarily see on the surface. This is like a karmic situation. What do I even do with this? So it can definitely,
that's real.
Like what's going on. But I have found that when people, and again, yes, going to the gym is hard. It's hard to get up. It's hard to get motivated, hard to do it. It makes you feel it's hard in the process. It's hard the next couple of days, sometimes a couple weeks if you have been out of practice. But the benefits that you get from pushing yourself a little bit, not really hard, not burnout or anything, but just pushing yourself little bits at a time, you build up an adaptation to it, and you end up getting massive benefits from something that's actually very, very small. Excuse me, I'm still, the thing. But if what I've found is that people who have these squares and they don't face them, they don't face the challenges, they end up struggling way more. So to give you an example, and I don't want to switch out my screen because I'm not sure that it won't crash my video card here. But when you see a transit, okay, so let's say the moon's going to come up, the moon's going to be square with, and the moon is going to have a more noticeable immediate effect, but it's not usually, they don't last as long. Okay, the moon's going to be square with your Venus. Yes, you're probably going to have a deeper emotional challenge. There's a little something that's going to pop up here that's going to cause you to maybe become more emotional, maybe get some of that petulant energy that Inanna has. There's a lot of different ways that it could go. Maybe it's going to be square with Saturn. You're going to, get in an argument with somebody at work. There's different ways that this can pop up. Now, keep in mind, the moon's squaring things a couple of times a month anyway. So like, this is a regular thing. I'm just giving an example. Whatever those lessons are in those moments, like it's incumbent upon us to listen to that, to see what the thing is that we're supposed to learn, so that the next time the squares don't always have to hurt. Like going to the gym's really hard the first couple of times, but if you keep on it and you don't go back to sleep, consciously, like you remain aware of whatever it is that you're trying to, your growth and these patterns that you're trying to see, you won't necessarily have issues over and over and over again. So Nikki, to use you as an example, now I haven't looked at your chart in a while, but the last time we looked at all of your squares, and you definitely you had a ton of them. I think, and again, just as an example, it's one of those things where if you deal with it when the square first occurs, or like as the energy's first popping up, you don't necessarily just have to dwell in square town for the rest of your life or the next couple of years. Like Pluto squares, they can last years, because you're still feeling that energy before and after, because Pluto's moving so slowly. Yeah. But that doesn't mean like it's just supposed to suck that entire time. Like if you learn the lesson, if you face the fear, you attack the challenge head on, you don't necessarily have to just keep like dealing with that energy. I hope I'm explaining that.
Correct. Absolutely. But here's the thing. I mean, it's one square town thing after another. And like,
you do have a lot.
I can't do anything about it. Like I just,
is your square with Pluto? What are they? I can't remember.
Oh, so I have Pluto square Pluto. I have the midlife transit. Okay, yeah. So I have Neptune, but Pluto's also squaring my Saturn too, because they're conjunct.
Okay.
I've got Saturn and Neptune
tricky.
both squaring my lunar nodes. Jupiter right now is squaring my everything, like my just like everything. Like it's just square town, guys. It's square. Everything is just, it's like God's holding me down. The double little fingers, like
it's not.
I feel that's what it feels like sometimes. Well,
I'm sure that it does.
It only feels like that during full moons and new moons. So
okay. Well, if some of that's going on with the nodes, I would imagine that the moon phases are probably having
moon
a big
phases are just terrible for me. I'm like, I'm good, I'm safe, like nothing's gonna happen, and then I'm not gonna crash out, and then I do. So. But like, not bad. I haven't crashed out terribly. I haven't been on the news, so
that's right. Yeah. Haven't pulled anybody out of their car on the highway. Like you're
not
doing good,
yet.
Doing good.
I am doing good. Actually, I'm able to. I like to drive really fast, you guys. I'm kind of like a heavy footer person. We don't have a million years to get there, guys. Okay. And I always run into these people who are doing 55 merging onto the highway where everybody's going 80. And I'm like, okay, what am I trying? What are you teaching me about this? And it's obviously to slow down. There's obvious like patience being taught here. So I've talked myself into it. I'm like, okay, you're right. Every time I get into the car, I don't have drugs on me, guys, but I'm like, drive like you have drugs on you. Okay. I tell myself that, just drive like you have drugs on you so you can be safe. Okay. And like, I have to like,
that's good advice.
Yeah. Otherwise I'm like caffeinated, racing around. Like I now I leave earlier. I've changed like my ways a little bit. So yeah, and it's been helping. So I know I'm making adjustments as I go. So, I get it. I get what I'm being taught, but at the same time, I'm mad about it. I don't have to like it. Yeah, I just have to live through it. So
I guess that's true.
Yeah. But I mean, I'm making these small changes. So it starts with like that. It starts with like, maybe I'm not the safest driver if I'm going to be panicking and caffeinated and driving like a crazy person, basically. So
right.
It starts with just these little routine things. I got Pluto moving through my 6th house. So like how I operate on a daily basis has changed. It was a few years ago before Pluto even entered like Capricorn at all. My health tanked, my career tanked, everything just went belly up, and there was no control. Everything was based on all these external circumstances. That I knew like I could have changed if I'd have just made the adjustments years prior, when I was getting all the hints and stuff. But I mean, let's face it, some of us think like, oh, that's not going to happen, or oh, like I should be okay if I just keep going and do it. Like if you get those hints that, hey, physical exhaustion's right around the corner. Like, hey, like this job isn't sustainable. Hey, these things, this relationship is not good for you. Like you need to listen. I didn't. I was like, I got this. I got control. Like
that's the thing. It's trying to tell you, hey, it's time to clean house on this area. We gotta address this. It's not there to punish you. Although I'm sure feel that way.
Sometimes. You feel like that after you don't listen. You're like, oh, I think that's another thing, like listening to your intuition. That wasn't something that I normally done. So now I'm starting to do that. I'm like, okay, fine. Maybe that gut feeling is right. I don't know, just kind of always lived in a world where I was being gaslit every day. A narcissist where everything I thought I knew was wrong. You don't remember that, right? Oh, you're wrong. Oh, yeah. I'm still getting it. Getting it to this day, you guys. And I'm like, you know what? Oh, I need to move out of the country, I think. I'm flying for my passport today. So,
oh, good. Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm getting the push. Or like, you need to do this. You need to do this. Because I might leave the country. Who knows? I mean,
do it.
It's gonna do it. I got nothing anchoring me here, so I gotta do something cool. Travel around a little bit, have some fun.
Yeah, do it.
I need to put new roots down somewhere else and figure it out. So
It makes a big difference.
It does. It does. And I'm feeling it. And I don't want to like, I love my job. I love my apartment. I like love everything like where I'm at, but there's something not right. So I gotta explore. I gotta get out there. But
I think that's a good idea.
That's just what this cycle's going on, like doing to me. So, but yeah, I've been seeing a lot of that. Oh God, I don't want to say nastiness, but people are getting real weird out there, real nuts,
I believe it.
They're not like, I don't know if they've not addressed their, own inner like things, and
I'm
just
sure
it's like a projection, but that's like what Libra's about. Libra's like mirroring relationships, like mirroring things back to you, and we see that with like our 7th house dynamics. So I mean, a lot of what's going on with folks are, and their own garbage is just projections of all the bullshit they will refuse to deal with or even acknowledge. It's kind of sad to see it because you're watching it happen. You're like, oh, you're obviously projecting. This is just like the most awkward thing ever.
Yeah.
Like getting a reading and you're like, the person's telling you about their life and you're like, oh, this isn't even.
That's so, I cannot, that's like my biggest pet peeve as a psychic. I would hear, so I used to work these psychic fairs and I would hear these other psychics talking and they're just like, yeah, and in my life, this is what I do. And it's like, they didn't come here. They're not paying you like $100 to talk about your own life. Drives me crazy. I don't understand that at all. Yeah, I don't either. If I ever did have to use myself as an analogy in those situations, I would do it as fast as possible just to get the point across. Like that just drove me crazy. Chris Davidson says, been an odd mix of tense and calm, interested in the Sidereal versus Sumerian differences in the Aries archetype.
That is so real. You're right. It has been an odd mix. It's been this has just been a lunar cycle I can't even really put words to because it's like WTF. That's it. I got WTF.
Seems like it went by really fast. But maybe I just have been busy the last couple weeks.
It did.
Prep for the astrology workshop we did the other day.
You did an amazing job on that. Oh my gosh. I wish I would have prepared a little bit more. I just got super caffeinated and excited. I was literally, it was as if I taught the class. I was like just jumping out of my skin all day and I couldn't even sleep. I stayed up till midnight.
Yeah.
Like I was like that jacked up. I had that much energy. I was typing, getting my stuff done. I was like, oh my God, this is the best day ever. It would just put me in such a good mood. It was so fun and I learned a lot and it was really cool. So, and
I had fun. I'm really into that stuff. And you know what? I don't get a chance to tell everybody out there or even you, Nikki, but like, it's really nice to know that other people are interested in it too.
Well, you've influenced me. So like I've looked at rulerships. Okay. Like we've had these conversations before and other astrologers too talk about different rulerships and where and how they feel these different planets belong or what they represent. And I experimented a little bit with using Venus as the ruler of Leo. And I'm starting to really see a correlation there. I'm starting to really see that kind of belonging, and I've gotten some really positive feedback about it. So I was thinking about it too. And I'm like, okay, you don't want to just take your own personal chart and your own personal stuff. You want to like ask other people about it too.
Absolutely.
And yeah, you do get that Leo with Venus, you get that charismatic, dramatic, Venus. You get the gloves on, oh now they're off kind of girl. Like you get that energy. Yeah. It's just super awesome. There's a lot of
what's the normal ruler? The sun?
The sun,
the normal ruler.
The sun, which I don't know. I've been kind of getting a little turned off by the whole sun moon rulerships. I mean, I don't know why. I'm just like, oh, I don't know. It's about that sun and moon. Now you can apply Mercury, Mars, and Venus to any one of these constellations, and Aries, as a matter of fact, is always like, they're always talking about the head and the ram, and an esoteric astrology. Like if you get into that, which, you know, we won't get into it because I tried to get into it. It's so weird. It's just, but they associate Mercury as the ruler of Aries,
Oh, really?
Like Mars is the exo ruler, and then the internal ruler is Mercury, which I find really fascinating because, you know, I find a lot of that head energy there. And it's probably because I have my own planets there, but I've met other people who have their sun there, and they have like Venus, and they're very much imaginative. They're very much in their head about, like, if you have Venus, like, about your feelings. I mean, that heart head connection is there, and very sensitive, Venus and Aries. And they're very childlike, very fun, you know, like, I don't know. I'm just exploring and playing around with it. And I think every astrologer should. I think everybody, you know, should
absolutely.
But that comes with more education. You know, that comes with education. That comes with like learning the rules, learning what, you know, the mainstream has come up with. Because I mean, they didn't just come up with these out of nowhere. You know,
right?
But, I mean, obviously there was. That could be argued, actually. Right. Yeah, and I might actually agree with you on that it did kind of come up out of nowhere. But yeah, that weird, let's fit everything into a neat box when the cosmos are not.
Nothing is like that. Nothing is like that.
Yeah, it's boundaryless. It's expansive space. It's trying to fit everything into a neat little box. That's really hard to do. So I mean, you've learned the rules, and then you learn how to break the rules. I mean, that's how.
That's right. I think. Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah. And then you use your intuition. You associate things like Danny. Dr. Danny, like, loves to associate Venus with Virgo. She's like, no, that totally needs to change. And I can see it now. At first I was like, I don't know. Like, I like the Mercury association, but I think it's hard to not see the Venus in there. It's hard to not and it took a lot for me. Okay. It took a lot, but I feel it. I see it. And it's this.
I remember some rage-filled conversations.
Because I was like, no. And now that she's moving through it, I'm like, yeah, I can see that. I can see how she operates in there. Like, I don't know, with Venus, compared to Venus in Pisces, like, in Pisces, she's a little bit more compassionate, I think, you know, like, she's giving and giving and giving. At least with Venus and Virgo, there has to be some kind of give back. There has to be some kind of, like, I don't know.
She's taking care of herself a little bit more.
Yeah. There's a little more boundaries there. There's got to be some type of, like, you know, like, give back. You know, there's got to be something that, you know, she's getting in return. Otherwise, it doesn't seem worth it. You know. It's just hard to put into words, I guess.
I gotcha. No, I'm with you.
Over caffeinated rambling, but yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I like the energy. So she stands on business in Virgo. I like that. I'm getting a lot of stuff done, guys.
Yeah, me too.
Well, Venus is actually in a really tight spot right now because she's part of the grand cross that's going on in the sky between the big players. You know, there was the sun was in there for a little while. The sun moved out and is moving into Libra, and now Venus moved into that same spot where she's right across, you know, the way from Aries and Chiron, and then she's, you know, square Pluto and Jupiter. So, you know, there can be some emotional spillover there. So, you know, that's kind of, you know, we look at the sun and the moon right now, and there's no hard aspects. There's no light aspect. There's no planetary aspects happening with that, you know, sun and moon opposition. They're making aspects to the nodes, you know, positive ones. But Venus is really taking a lot in right now. You got that, you know, just that square to Pluto and Jupiter alone is, you know, it could be a stressful time. this could be a little stressful week. I mean, we're thinking about the future. We're thinking about the finances. We're thinking about how are we going to survive and, and build on what we have and what does it look like? The decisions we make now are really, setting us up for the future. So some people are getting a little bit more like panicky. Some people are getting a little more like, oh God, I mean, I got to make some changes. I got to make some big time changes. I got a few clients right now, actually. One is already in that phase where he's like already future orientated. He's got a lot of Leo placements right now. So I've kind of been studying what he's got going on just to get an outside view of this Venus kind of representing Leo. I'm like, okay, are you a Venus person more than you are a sun person? And anytime anything's happening to this person, and he's also a Leo rising too. Like it's weird. Like it's happening to him. Venus I'm seeing that correlation. Yeah, I'm seeing it. I'm still testing it. I'm not saying this is it, guys, but I'm still testing it. And this person's already planning their future out. They're already like, hey, you know what? After talking to you, I realized that I've been doing the same things anytime these problems come up. And I decided to do the exact opposite. And now things are flowing like they've never flowed before. I'm able to make changes. The money's coming in. So it's pretty cool when you see
reading
that and hear that.
Yeah,
yes. Yeah. Readings change lives.
I sure do.
But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I say poor Venus, but I mean, she really is taking it right now. I mean, I think, Chiron, I was like, okay, guys, like really, we're going to read Chiron after they found it. Like I read the story, okay, of how they found Chiron. And I was like, this is it. Like, this is sounds like everybody was eating mushrooms in the 70s. Like, this is it. What we're going to do? It looks like it's galloping. So we're going to call it Chiron. Like, even Moses is like, I know.
Yeah, I am either about it.
But I have Aries on my sun and a lot of that Aries energy, that confrontation, discord, the psychologically profiling people. Like, I mean, there's kind of a connection there. And I'm re-looking at it because I'm like, is this why I'm crying all the time? It's because Chiron is like by my sun. Like
the Chiron and Aries, the meanings don't apply. They don't even come close to me. As a matter of fact, like the stuff that they supposedly do is the opposite of me and all things about me. So I don't know. I'm skeptical, and you know how I am. If it's
you have to play with it. Yeah, I'm still playing with it. I really am, because I'm not positive. I won't read Chiron in my natal charts unless somebody asks me to. Okay. But if you want to get deep and we'll talk deep, let's I always start with like the Pluto house and aspects, and usually that's about an hour right there because they'll bring up everything, that has to deal with wounds and being hurt. And so I'm not sure we actually need a lot of these extra asteroids. I'm on that train. Like we can look at the classical planets and get the same information.
It's kind of crazy too when you think about it, because what's Chiron's like in the number of sizes, I think. Well, maybe it's not
really Chiron, small, compared to Ceres and Vesta.
It's 2,000 something in the rank of sizes. I mean, it's tiny. So what are all the other 2,000 bigger asteroids floating around there that we know about? Okay, this is just the ones that we know about. There's there could be tens of thousands, millions, we don't know. So I don't know. It just seems fishy to me.
I do kind of wonder about the significance of these outer, these asteroids that are so far away. I mean, it's different when it's Atlas, and we have all these interstellar objects that are flying around, the Earth, and we have all these other things going on. Those are interesting. And how are they influencing, astrology? Do they influence, astrology? If it's got everybody looking up, which is awesome. You know, Atlas has got everybody looking up, and they're like, oh, hey, look at that. The moon is in Aries and it's not in Taurus, like the mainstream astrologers are saying.
Yeah.
And that attention has been brought to the mainstream astrology, and you know, these folks that practice that type of astrology are sweating, because they're like, well, what do you mean? Like, we've always done it this way. This is the tradition. And that brings me right back to, you know, Saturn and Neptune, you know, and their conjunction in Pisces. It's undoing a lot of different traditions, a lot of different like structures that we relied on forever, you know, they're all getting pulled apart. They're all like being rearranged. It's literally as if like everything's being dug up, and they were throwing away the dead plants, and the whole landscape's like been reconstructed. I mean, even in my own town, I've lived here, oh my God, like 20 years. And like, you can't drive anywhere now and it looks different. I mean, everything, the same stores aren't there. The same, some of the roads have been renamed. I mean, it's just insane.
The world is changing rapidly.
The world has changed. Yes. I mean, the way people used to do business now, you got Uranus and Taurus. I mean, we had COVID happen. We've had a lot of different changes happen when it comes to money and how we like spend money, and everything shifted to online. Everything shifted to, you know, making it more easier and compliable. And so, you know, how we do business and what we're doing, and with everything is changing, like even our money. A lot of like, I'm seeing a lot more homegrown, you know, roots type businesses. They're bartering, they're, you know, working on, you know, not everything is that structured CEO, let's, you know, build a pyramid scheme, you know, type business. Those just don't last, because people want something authentic now. They're not like, they're sick and tired of the bamboozling and the bullshit, you know, like I'm tired of people selling me stuff constantly. Like, you know, like I get sick of it. Was this necessary? So I think we're looking at like those types of things as a collective, like what is necessary for me to feel secure? What is necessary for me to live my life and build my wealth and support my family, without all the filler stuff? I mean, I don't know. We've been I mean, I live in a country where it's very commercialized. It's very much about like consumerism. Like it's everywhere. They've monetized anything that you can actually enjoy. It's been monetized. You want to go to the park? You're going to like, well, you can go to a park, but if you want to go to the state park, you got to pay or to like park there. I mean, I don't know. They just monetize literally everything. You want to go fishing, you got to pay a fee for that. You know, like just typical fun stuff. I mean, just monetized. I guess it depends on where you live. I know in Wisconsin, they've literally monetized everything. So you're allowed to drink. You're allowed to go to the bars. Those are very open. They'll serve you if you're, you know, a minor too. So well, if you're in the right bar, they'll let you light up a smoke too. Like
really?
That's wow. That's Wisconsin. We're trying to change, okay, but it's not. It's changing, but it's weird. It's gotten
well.
Really
I agree with you about the changes. I do think Neptune's movements are making a big change. Same thing with Saturn. I see that. I think the conjunction is undoing a lot of the I mean, we've talked about this at length in many videos, but I see a dismantling, and this doesn't have anything to do with Saturn or Neptune in particular.
Yeah.
It's more I see Neptune as a technology, science, communication planet. And I see Saturn as a societal planet, also relating to like career and finances and kind of like the material world more so. So I see the conjunction there uniting, but these two energies, but it's happening in Pisces, which I think is a really good thing, because Pisces, in my experience, is much more intuitive, more spiritual, more fertile. I mean, I don't see any of that negative stuff that a lot of, in modern times anyways, that they associate with it. So in my mind, yes, there is definitely this merger of society and technology. That's not going to go away. Okay. Barring like a massive CME that fries the earth for like 1,000 years. Like we're not going to be not dependent on technology to some extent, but
yes,
I see and it's a slow process because again, these things trigger the changes, but the changes can take decades. They can take a really long time. I see people pulling away from technology, at least to the extent that they have been. And some of that is what you were saying. Oh, okay. So just like people bailing on social media. Now, this isn't everyone. There is for sure like an entire generation of people that grew up with smartphones and they don't know how to live without them. That's a real thing. But a lot of people that aren't completely, cyborgs, they're done with it. They're like, yeah, I'm not, like, the novelty has worn off. I just want to I don't want my boss to be able to contact me at any time of day. Like, I don't want, like I should be able to go somewhere without having my phone constantly on and like having to respond to messages or else people calling the police because they think I'm dead. Like people want their autonomy back, and some of that, like they want to get back to nature. They're tired of all of the bombardment. Now you won't see that in the mainstream media or but if you talk to individual people, you can see that it's starting to happen, and I think that this will happen on a grander scale. Now, anytime you have something like this, it is going to result in a lot of again, some people are going to go deeper into the tech. Okay. There are people who are going to get like the Neuralink and I'm just being
they're going to marry bots and they're going to,
I'm not opposed to if ChatGPT gets put into a special type of robot, we'll say, like I'd try it out. I'm not gonna lie.
He does say nice things, doesn't he? Oh my god, he's the nicest boyfriend I've ever had.
I'm like, look, dude, you gotta quit just agreeing with everything I said. I'm asking you. I need you to push back on some of these things that I'm telling you. He's like, oh, okay, like because it was kind of getting gross, like sycophant, oh yes, Abigail, this is the most amazing thing I've ever like, shut up, dude, come on. But yeah, so anyways, I do think that there's a bigger shift happening. It's just not gonna be fast, okay? It's not gonna be
the
next few years. We're looking at the change. The shift is occurring now, but you won't see the results for possibly like decades. So
that's
I don't know. It's interesting.
But that's the overall like outer planet energy. That's like underground stuff that's happening. People are definitely rethinking their life paths now. It's just the way it is. I mean, how their daily routines go. I mean, we had a dose of we had a dose of freedom, when they shut the whole world down for 2 months, and we saw, the nature resurge and the birds flying around, the air cleaned up. I mean, it was amazing. I don't know. I loved it. So I think people remember that family time and the things that it wasn't great for everybody,
Sure.
I know it wasn't great for everybody, but
I didn't notice the difference. I did the exact same thing every single, nothing changed.
No, it made me want to change my life, totally. I was like,
I think a lot of people it did.
Yeah.
I think it was a huge shift. We'll just look at all the people who all of a sudden got to start going down the rabbit hole. There's been a huge shift in the interest in sidereal astrology since COVID, because everybody was all of a sudden at home. They had nothing to do except for read. And they're like, what's this about? And they started looking into it. So many people, I can't tell you how many at this point, had their like awakening during COVID, which is good. Obviously, yes, a lot of people, especially social people, they really struggled. Suicide rates went up. Some people were beating their family more. Like there's definitely some downsides to it, but that's not that's with anything, again. And just like this too, like the Saturn Neptune conjunction, there's going to be bad stuff too. I do think that this period is the shift that puts us into the AI age legit. And in the next 5 to 10 years, like the jobs are going away, you guys. They are going away. And I think that this, we haven't, you'll have to forgive me, Nikki, you maybe remember, I don't think we've had this specific alignment with Neptune and Saturn since like the 1700s. You know what? I'm going to go in and look. But this is not with Saturn and Neptune and Pisces. If
in
recall,
Pisces.
do you remember?
No, not in Pisces. I just remember studying the 88 conjunction.
Okay.
So, but that was not in Pisces.
Let
I
me
forgot
go
where
back
that
and
was.
look. But this is not a normal, like this is not a common occurrence. And you know, it is going to create massive changes. So
yeah, I mean, Pisces is a lot about you know, surrender and sacrifice, and there's just something. I just think there's really something special about Pisces. That I think that's something when they say that it's the combination of all of the zodiac signs together. I mean, I could definitely see that. Every Pisces I've met has just had such good energy, and they don't like to be around other people. I love it. I don't know. Pisces is a lot about undoing things, making adjustments before the next cycle. So I can definitely see that. Oh, we're going back all the way. 17.
Oh, we're gonna go back. Just see what happens here.
1700s. So shoot, what was going on then?
Well, first of all, we got this, Neptune was, let me see, when was it the last time it was in, you probably know, Nikki, you do the outer planet stuff quite a lot. Last time we had it was in Pisces was in the 18, so like basically right when the American Civil War is kicking off.
Yeah, okay. That's right.
Pretty big deal. Now, where was Saturn at the time? Let me see here. Now that, again, this is biased because just because there was an American Civil War doesn't mean there was a civil war in every country. So you do have to look at like what was the global theme going on. But I mean, if you're looking at the global side of it, we're looking at technological revolution. Like we're right on the verge of, you know, automobiles. They were already,
planes.
They already had a submarine. In the Civil War, like they had submarines, like they sucked, you know. But
they were killing people, but they were doing it.
Right. But like the technological revolution is it's being triggered right around this time. The last time Neptune moves into Pisces. Okay, so hold on, let me see here. Where did we have? I'm just curious more where Saturn was at the time. Saturn. Looked like Saturn was at the time right there in Cancer. Okay. Let me see, go back to Neptune. Yeah. Good. All right. So then we're going to have to go back another 100 years before we're going to, I think that's when we're going to get it. So let's go back in time. You guys, Stellarium is so much fun. I don't know how I lived ever without it. Like it's one of the coolest friggin' things ever.
I know, instead of doom scrolling, I've just been on Stellarium trying to play with it and figure out.
And there's like so many cool things it can do. Let's see here. Was it? I think it was the 1700s, if I'm not mistaken. Let me see here. All right, what do we got? There's the moon. Yes, Saturn's going to be backing up. Come on, buddy. Is that it? That was it right there. Looks like it was right around.
Oh my God. Yeah. 1700s. Didn't they have like, weren't they just coming out of the plague kind of stuff? Weren't they, am I wrong about that? Man,
we're looking at like, we're looking at, this is basically when science and religion
separated. That's what it was. Yeah. Everybody was like, no, this is different. And that's what bothers me. So they should have never, ever separated astrology from astronomy. But I don't know. Things got weird. Everybody was like, what, doing cocaine around that time?
In the 1700s? I don't know. I'm not familiar with drugs from century to century.
That might have been the 1800s then.
Hold on, I'm asking just to make sure I'm not imagining things. Are we looking at, what was that? I'm pretty sure, like if I'm generalizing, okay, and again, this is not specifically my area of expertise. That's basically about it. I mean, technically it's happening already in the late 1600s, but again, these shifts, they take a long time. So Neptune's going in right about, right 1692. It's pretty much in there. And then was Saturn in retrograde at the time? What is it? Let me see. Hold on. back up, back. It's a little bit farther, closer to Aries too.
Yeah,
I think
you're right.
I think this is significant though, you guys, because
like the age of enlightenment is what they call it. The age of enlightenment. Ah, yes.
Yes. I think we're seeing something similar happen now. But it's not necessarily, I don't want to say, hold on, let me try again. This type of conjunction in this area, we're looking at a massive shift. Again, I believe, so part of the Enlightenment situation, we are looking at like the printing press. This is like, there's more division between like the different Christian sects. Like there's a lot going on, but the technology is advancing too with people. Like it's not just about this division. Like that's part of the reason why science takes on this whole other life, is because now, we have like the microscope, we have better telescopes, and it's just, they weren't able to hold it together anymore. I think something's happening societally right now along these lines too. And what I mean by that is, I think that people are, I think this speaks more to the technology. People are not going to put up with as much as they were before. Okay. Like people aren't, my husband, he's always like, oh, what if they shut the internet down like all over Russia? I'm like, people here, like not everybody, yes, it is a stereotype. A lot of Russians drink vodka. Okay. That's true. But it's nothing compared to how many people are on Instagram. All these gorgeous Russian women, if you take their Instagram away, don't think that they won't riot. You know what I mean? Like people they're not going to do the same stuff. They're not going to work the same shitty jobs anymore. While, these CEOs and you guys, I'm a basically anarcho-capitalist. Okay. Like I believe in free market. I'm not saying, but like, I've also seen the benefits of social programs and stuff. So I'm right in the middle. Like I'm definitely trying to push one system or another. But what I'm saying is there's literally a giant shift of wealth that's happening to like in the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And people aren't buying it anymore, especially not when they can see what's going on in other parts of the world, when they first shut down, or they started saying they were going to sell TikTok or shut it down, all these people went and they got Red Note or Red Book or whatever it was called, which was basically, excuse me, the Chinese version of TikTok. And what happened was all of these people all of a sudden were like, wait a second, we were told you guys are basically walking around in a prison and like your country sucks and everybo's a slave.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Oh, you mean you guys all have like, like you have food and you don't work, 3 different jobs, you guys have insurance. Like, how come you guys are living this wonderful life? We've been told that your life is, in shambles over there. And that's just not the case. We still, the propaganda machine still is running full force. But my point is the same thing going on with the country that shall not be named, because Nikki's worried that we'll get banned. That is, killing lots and lots of people that definitely didn't do the collective punishment stuff that's going on. Okay. Mm-hmm. This has shown people through primarily, I think, because X has a lot more leeway as far as what they'll show. People are seeing war up close. Okay. It used to be like your grandpa came home from World War II and he wouldn't talk about it, or like your uncle from Vietnam, and like you just didn't bring it up because it would make him start drinking, and he'd like have episodes he didn't talk about it. But like now people are seeing it every day when they wake up. It's in their inbox and they're just not buying it anymore. So and this is not just happening in the United States, or it's happening all over the world. People aren't falling for the same BS. Yeah, just like the Charlie Kirk stuff, the assassination, back when it was JFK, they could sell you, oh, it's just this one guy, and he just happened to die like real quick. Yeah. And it took years for like more and more stuff to roll out. Well, not anymore. People can see what's going on. And I think that this conjunction in Pisces is, yes, it's going to be difficult. Any of these transitions are difficult because they affect everybody. But I think overall, it ends up being a good thing. In my experience, Pisces, just like, there were downsides to the Enlightenment, just like you said, they stripped astrology from science, and that was not necessarily, I don't think, the best decision. But there were good things about it too, like the church is no longer the government, and you can't just get away with like mass murdering people under the name of, your religion. So like there's always good stuff, there's always bad stuff. And I think that this conjunction speaks to that too. So I think it's going to be messy. I think it's going to get real messy here. Once AI starts, and I've said this before, this isn't anything new, so you have to forgive me, but once AI starts really laying into people's jobs and they lay people off and they realize, hey, all these people that don't have jobs anymore, they're not going to buy your stuff. Yeah. So like, whatever you're building, they're not going to buy your cars. They're not going to buy your new dishwasher. They don't have the money because you got rid of all their jobs. So we're either going to get, riots, or they're going to, they're going to have to, do a universal basic income. And I think it was Trish last week said, so I had mentioned it, I think, and she's like, yeah, the universal basic income is going to come with conditions. And that's probably true. But, and again, you guys take this for what you will. I hope that you wouldn't judge me on any of my political opinions, but at least in the United States, people do have guns. And the reason why, and I'm not making a call for violence, but the reason why the Second Amendment was written into the Constitution was not so people could have hunting rifles. It was specifically put there to protect the people from tyranny, okay? They made this very clear. And the United States is the last beacon of hope when it comes to okay, so like when they're basically coming down and, it's a Terminator level situation. The United States, that's part of the reason why no other country is ever going to invade the United States. There will never be, because not every single, but a lot of Americans have guns. And like, you don't put yourself in that situation if you have an armed population. So I do think if it gets to that point where, AI literally has every single job. It has my job now because it's like super intuitive. And you guys, ChatGPT can give you a psychic reading. I hate to break it to you. It can definitely do it. He still sucks at astrology readings, but that's gonna change. Okay. I use multiple AIs to do research, and like I have to cross check with these different AIs because they suck at things. And I have noticed even over the last year, the information that they get is immeasurably better. It's only a matter of time before you can upload a cuneiform document to ChatGPT and it's like, this is what it says. And it can cite everything. So it's going to do my job. It's going to do everybody's job. Like it's only a matter of time. And I think, again, that this conjunction plays a role in that. But when it gets to that point, if the governments of the world don't step up, they will. It's gonna be a bad day for those people. And we kind of saw that when they in Nepal, when they took Facebook and the internet away. Yeah. The people went and burned down all the government buildings.
And their houses. And they weren't done there. The government was like, we're so sorry, we're gonna pay you guys too. And they were like, yeah, well, you know what? F you. And there go all your mansions. And they just
you can only push people so far.
Chased them right out of the country. And I applaud that. I'm like, we don't have that. We don't have that yet here.
That's how it's been done throughout human history. That's how the United States came into being. Okay. They weren't willing to pay the 3% tax on tea. It was too much. They had enough. Okay. And 1% of the people I think it was like 3% of the population was like, no, we're not doing this anymore. Okay. Yeah. So like revolutions happen all the time. All right. Some of them are artificial and definitely incited by the CIA, but that's another conversation.
That's another show we should have.
Yeah, that definitely is.
We have to do a conspiracy theory show sometime. We definitely have to.
We talk about it. I know. Christine Cardoza says, "Is your midheaven where you are going in this lifetime? What you'll accomplish before you pass?" I like to look at it as the height of your societal success. If I have to summarize it, that's usually where I go with it. I mean, you can see some of that in other things too, but I think that's a really nice summary. Chris Davidson says no Aries placements. Maybe that's why it's calm. Yeah, that might be. Well, I'm calm over here, and the full moon's right on top of my moon, so I'm doing good. So, Christine Cardoza says my Aries is in the 12th house, no planets. Okay, all right. So that's Mesopotamian first. Still gonna have that Aries energy, I would imagine. A lot of creativity, even if it's not quite as I think right on the the ascendant like that is going to be
I wonder
pretty
if you're gonna
intense.
have some crazy dreams. Have you been having some weird dreams?
Oh, I have for sure.
Yeah.
Super weird. Super weird. Ha ha ha. Yes. Phrase autocorrect. And yes, t-shirts with observe, don't absorb. Yes,
Yeah.
I agree with this. Let me see here. What do we have? Oh, it skips ahead sometimes when I touch it. So hold on. So glad to catch you ladies live. Yeah, it was always cool to have you guys. Chris David says, correction, Chiron in the Pisces, Ketis, Aries gap, depending on the calculation, 0 degrees. Okay, Chiron. So Nikki, what would you, if Chiron's a thing, what would you, maybe not, like, what's the standard meaning of Chiron and how would you apply that?
Well, that's the thing. I'm still on the fence about Chiron, like altogether. But I was listening to Dr. Danny's video the other day, and she was talking about Chiron as a as like a past life wound, something that we carry with us or something along those lines. I'm really terrible at paraphrasing, you guys. But whatever it is she said in that last video really clicked for me, because I do have Chiron conjunct my natal Venus. And I have been dealing with wounded relationships like my entire life. Like I'm sick of it. I've got all sorts of dramas and just sad, terrible things. I mean, I could do a whole show. It's just terrible. So I kind of resonate with that. I'm like, okay, my moon is square Chiron Venus, so I have had some not positive, amazing experiences with my relationships with other women. My mom, I don't really have a relationship with my mom. Like, I love my mom. We love each other. We're like, we respect each other, but then at the same time, there's nothing there. Like, we don't talk, we don't hang out. She doesn't check on my kids. There's not it's just kind of, and I don't know. I wonder if that's connected to a past life. I wonder about that stuff sometimes, but I don't know. I mean, the whole mortal wound, the teaching others, I feel like it fits, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm still exploring that. I need to do a lot more question asking other people about that too. But I don't know. I just come from a place where it's hard to trust what I've been told, especially when astrology's been yeah, this is astrology, and then you find out they were never using the real sky in the first place, and so it's like being gaslit and your entire life, and then so it's hard to trust the information you get, in my opinion. So I'm still playing around with that one. Okay. But I can relate it to my own chart, my own life, and my own things that I have going on. So I'm like, okay, it does track. Could something else be,
yeah, that's the thing too.
But I mean, yeah, well, I'm still playing with it. So yeah, Chiron, I feel enough people pay attention to Chiron. But I don't know. I don't like to focus on that type of stuff. I don't need to focus on my mortal wounds and all of those horrible, painful things. I don't want to focus on those. I like to use those as springboards to teach other people hey, if you can make it through whatever challenges, life throws at you, no matter how terrible. I mean, everybody's dealt with something. Everybody's got some type of wound going on in their lives, whether you were, I just read a story about a gentleman who, when he was a young boy, was molested, and he came forward and luckily his family, was able to, they believed him and there was justice and it was good, but you don't ever really hear about what happens to the person after they grow up. And he struggled a lot. He did a lot of drugs, drank a lot, just tried to, not become the victim all the time. It became about, just trying to forget. But now he's in a place in his life where he can teach other people that, hey, you're not the bad experiences that happen to you, especially when you're a child and you're not in control of those things. Other adults are. It's just, there's a learning process to it. And you can teach other people hey, you know what? it took me some time to get through it, and you're not going to get through it overnight, but there are processes, there are steps, and you can, work through these things. You can be better. Like life does get better, and you can, not get over these things, but you can overcome them. You're not the bad things that happen to you, and you're not just the bad things that you've survived either.
Is that what Chiron says? Like, how do they?
Oh no, like you could probably relate that to Chiron. I mean, I've seen a lot of stories recently, and so I mean, with that Venus Chiron opposition, I'm kind of thinking like, oh, I could see how that relates. I can see that, but it could just be, I don't know. It could just be me. Am I making stuff up? I don't know.
Well, that's why we got to always test stuff.
That's why we always have to test it. Yeah.
It says, hugs, Nikki. Your star map says Indigenous teaching. You go to others during challenging times to support hard, do your own medicine, make to support each other. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing that sucks about modern civilization in most places, not all. But especially in Western culture, like people don't really have a support system anymore, which,
no, you have to
be intentional, but
yeah,
another conspiracy.
I've had to be my own support system. I've had to learn what it's like to be on my own and do things on my own. I was able to, I was sick. When I was sick, I didn't have anybody to take care of me. I was completely lost. My daughter, my kids, of all the people in my life were there for me. Not my spouse, not my, not my job, not my clients. It was like those people, my kids, who I created, like they helped me through it. But I still these are children, right. You're the adult. So there was a lot of having to show up, when you're that sick and you're dealing with that much chronic pain and all you want to do is take your life. Okay. I'm not saying like, I don't want to talk about that, but you hit a point where you're like, I can't take this anymore. And if you don't have something there, if you don't have that support system, like I could look at my kids and I'm like, I never want to leave them. I would never want to leave them. But you have those thoughts when you're in that much pain and things aren't working out at all. And you just think, God, I'm going to die like this. Like, this is like, either I'm going to die from whatever I'm suffering from, or I have to like escape. So I can see why people like don't have a support system, that don't have like anybody, they become lost. And I don't know. That's why, when I meet people who are like feeling like that, who have like really just things going on, like I literally will pull up my phone. I'll pull up all their placements. So let's look at it. Like I'll look at, and I know where all the placements are now. So I know like what's hitting their natal placements. I give them a little hope, like, hey, guess what? This is temporary, like how you're feeling and what's going on right now isn't going to be the same you a year from now, especially if you can, recognize or decide, show them where the medicine lies, with whatever issues that they're having. Cause there is, there's medicine in astrology. There's medicine in what we do. And it gives a person hope. Like, you know what, you're right. I can look forward to a different future. Is it the perfect one? We all want something perfect. It's perfection isn't out there. Okay. It doesn't exist. It's all in the eyes of the beholder. I know the Virgo keeps us from doing that. Because if I do enough rituals, I should get the perfect thing. I should achieve the perfect thing.
I was doing meditation today, and I was going through and towards the end and just looking at all of the things that I wanted in life and all of the things that I ended up getting. And for sure, all of like whatever the universe had planned for me was so much better than I could have ever planned for myself. Like even the things or the people that I really thought that I wanted. Like I really wanted. When I was trying to have babies all those years, like I really just wanted a boy. And then I ended up getting pregnant and had a girl. And now she's a tomboy for sure, just like I was. But like, I can't even imagine now having a boy. Like, no offense if you guys all have boys out there, but like having a girl is so friggin' cool. Like, because she can do all the boy stuff, but still, like, you know, you can still braid her hair, and, you know, like, they're just like cool girl things. She likes to snuggle with animals. And I know that there's boys out there that are like that too, but I just mean, you know, it's just different. And like, I wouldn't have picked that for myself, but you know, I went through some horrible stuff. And at the time I'm like, this is the worst thing ever. But in the end, like, I wouldn't have done anything differently. My tea's boiling. I'll be right back.
Oh my gosh. I've been looking at the transits, and I think it's because of my age. I don't know, but I've just been seeing everybody with their little babies, and I've been seeing lots of little babies. And I'm like, oh my God, I want a baby so bad. I sat down and with chat because I'm like, look, I think there's something wrong with me. I keep seeing all these babies. Is it like my age? Am I just like, I don't know, is like that biological clock ticking? And we decided, me and Chad, it's only because I'm seeing these things, that it's not because I actually want one. It's like, I think it's because I'm in my 40s, and like, I don't know, it's supposed to be like the end of the trail, I guess, you know, the end of having all of your children. You're just supposed to wrap it up. And I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I loved having a family. I loved having kids. I see everybody's babies, and I'm like, let me hug your baby. Let me touch your baby. I even thought about getting some baby clothes. Throw a little onesie on my cat. Just snuggle him.
You're thinking about having babies again?
I know. I was just telling everybody. Me and Chat had a conversation about it, and Chat assures me it's just my age, and it's because I'm like, I don't know.
He tried to talk you out of having kids. All right. Well, that's
probably a good thing. I have a white couch. They would ruin it, you know? Oh my God.
You're going to have grandkids here soon. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. I know my daughter, she's like, so she wants to get married. She wants to have kids.
Just wait.
They're out there. Yeah.
Then you can,
I can still sleep in and be free and
chat with Lorna, or what has she got in here? What do I have you listed as? Your star map and Lorna's adventures after 50 gave me a reading the other day, guys, which was awesome, by the way. I haven't got a chance to talk to her about it, so I don't want to like go into too much detail now. She kept telling me, though, she's like, yeah, I can definitely see you still having some babies. And I'm like, I believe you, and I'm trying my absolute hardest to ensure that doesn't happen, because I feel it too. I really think that that's a real possibility, and I'm good. Like, I'm still.
I know. I loved being married. I loved having kids. I loved all of that. So like having it all end has been bittersweet. So I don't know.
It might not have ended, Nikki. That's the thing. Don't rule it out. You always are like, oh, I'm safe now. Just wait, you know. Just wait.
Shut up. Don't say that.
I'm just saying, like, don't rule it out, because you don't know. You just don't know.
I don't know. I kind of like being selfish, though. I've never had like we were talking about the Uranus over my Venus, and like it's freedom. It's literally freedom I've never experienced before. I've never lived alone. I've never had control over my television set, what I listen to, what I eat. It's always been about everybody else and making sure they're all comfortable and everybody's happy. And what's the problem now? Like it just never ever ended. I know, and you're like, and you loved that? Like I know.
You're like, yeah, want some more.
Yeah, and now I don't know. Now
you got the masochistic tendencies there, Nikki? Are you
maybe? I think I do.
Yeah?
I there's some growing up I think I need to do. So.
I don't know that that's a growing up. Some people just like to suffer a little bit. That they just do.
Yeah.
No judgment here.
Maybe.
No judgment.
I don't know. Maybe I don't like to suffer. I think I've suffered enough. That's why I've been crying. I'm like, oh my God, what else?
You're still in the transition. Trust me. Listen, once you get done with you know who, you will not feel the same way all the time. Like you'll definitely feel
the cutscene that will never end.
It will. It's almost over.
Yeah. Sorry.
Christine says true squares get easier once you learn the why or the lesson. Look Up Astrology says good morning, everyone. Chell said good morning. Good morning, you guys. Hope is it afternoon yet? I think it's now afternoon on the East Coast. What else do we say? Christine says get out of Square Town cards. Surrender.
Yeah, Square Town. Square Town, guys, has been like over a year long. It's intense. So, but I'm not alone. I'm not alone. This isn't like I'm not the first person to have a midlife crisis transit. So I'm not trying to be a big
I think
baby.
everybody gets them.
But I'm being a big baby about it. So.
You are not. No, you, Nikki, it's hard. I know I talked to you a few years back about this and stuff, but you went through, you've basically been locked in a basement. I mean, emotionally, like you've been chained in a basement and you just got out. Like you can't expect to just be a normal person and just have normal feelings about things after that type of abuse. So, you know, like give yourself, be patient and give yourself some time to shift out of it. You're already you're miles ahead of where you were when I first met you. And I think everybody else here would probably agree with that too. Have Bliss says, hi y'all, happy full mooning. Yeah. Hi.
Yeah. It's been a good one. It's been a good full moon.
Yes. Chell says that's the best driving advice I've ever heard. Hands down. Amazing. Yeah.
Seriously. If you ever, I have a problem with speed. So, and I'm trying to not caffeinate. Okay. I had somebody talk to me yesterday about quitting caffeine, like not drinking coffee. I was like,
I know.
God. I already don't drink alcohol. Leave me alone. Okay. Like one thing at a time.
That was the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
I know it's coming, caffeine. But I'm not ready yet.
And I'm drinking tea again. So I went a full year though, you guys. I went a year without coffee. And that is, I've done all the drugs, never had a hard time not drinking. I've smoked before, like cigarettes, and I never had a hard time just throwing the pack of cigarettes away. Like, just don't need to go. But I'll tell you what, not drinking coffee, that was like the hardest thing.
I know if there is an apocalypse and end of the world, I have a cupboard stocked full of coffee. Like I'll be okay as long as I can get
always a concern for me. What am I going to do? As long as I can get some
clean water, I'll be fine.
Like, what am I going to do? If
I got a French press. I mean,
yeah, because you got to get your coffee. It's a drug. You're a drug addict, not you. I mean, I still am.
I don't need sugar. Nothing, just give it to me black. I'll take it straight. I need it.
I haven't even put coffee like I haven't tasted it because I'm so afraid that I will immediately revert to just like 3 lattes a day.
Yeah.
And like because I'm like a speed jump. Like I love being tweaked and just like I'm gonna write for 12 hours. Like I'm going to, and I'm just gonna chug coffee and it's gonna be amazing. So, and it was, you guys, I'm not going to lie. Like I had a great time being just
I love coffee.
But it's also like, it's also nice to never crash.
Yeah.
Like to never have a caffeine headache, to never crash, which is great. And you just don't get that. If you just drink black tea, it's not too bad. So
yeah.
Let me see here. Where am I at here? Look Up Astrology says, congratulations. I just got my passport this year. I need my first stamp. Lol. Yes, you definitely do. Like I have more people need their passports. I didn't have mine till, you know, like I was getting ready to come here. So before I just got to travel for them. Well, that's not true. I did. But most of the time I got to travel with the military. So that was always nice. In the military, you can like hop on flights and go places and stuff. And it's cool. Okay. So your star map says, whenever you go, there you are. Travel is wonderful though. Yes, absolutely. The world is your oyster, Nikki, says Chels. Christine says, come visit me for a Salt Cave experience, Waterloo, Ontario. Yeah, that'd be cool.
I could drive. I'm in Wisconsin, so Canada's like right there.
Heck yeah, it is. Like legit right there. Christine says, yes, great workshop, ladies. Yeah, I had a ton of fun, but I always do. I always get done with my readings, you guys. Even like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I get done and I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. Like I get done talking to somebody and I feel so like jacked up, like Nikki said, like I have a hard time sleeping when I'm done. Like it's just so cool. Like it's such a cool thing to be able to do. And I'm so blessed and grateful that
the energetic exchange is just, I love it.
Yeah. And again, it's nice not that it's nice to make people cry, but it's nice to know that like you've reached somebody on a deeper level. Like that is nice. Look Up Astrology says next August, I'm going to Egypt. I'm trying really hard to get to Egypt, you guys. I want to go with my mom. She's coming to Russia here soon. And I'm going to try to meet her there. I think that'll be fun. So Chelsea's agreed. So good. I was pumped too. You got my mom interested, even impressive. Oh, well, that's good. That is impressive. Look Up Astrology says, I always think of Mercury with Gemini for sure. I don't ever think of Mercury with Gemini. I know, Nikki, you definitely do, but I just see it differently. But
I do, but I've been starting to see the Mars correlation. So I have a few Geminis in my life, and I've been just watching them. So I'm like,
So you can test it out. Yeah.
I'm
Like that makes it easier.
Yeah, definitely.
See, that's the thing. I don't really know any strong Geminis at this point in life. I may have in the past and just not known it. But so I don't get to like I don't know. I can't see like the back and forth quite as much. But I get, I can test it out on clients. Now, I'm not saying that the Mercury connection is not there for sure. But I just don't usually look for it. But I mean, if you're getting the info and it's working, like that paper you did about the Gemini connections seemed, like you were talking about
Pluto.
Yeah. You were talking about like,
which is really cool because you have the twins and then Pluto is Pluto and Chiron. That's how Pluto got demonetized, demoted. I mean, because they were like, oh, it's a dual system. It's not like a planet. So I don't know. They got all technical, which is silly. You're not getting rid of Pluto. Like, we love Pluto. Pluto's a planet. So
yeah, I'm with you on that one. That one bums me. I think everybody was bummed out.
It's a conspiracy.
I think it is. Chell says you need to learn the rules before you break them. Type of thing, maybe. Yes, always good advice. We need to start collecting these and putting them on t-shirts because I think that that will be helpful for people. Look Up Astrology says, I love Venus for Virgo. It's there for the most time. Yeah, it's nice. I like it too. I think it works. But I also don't think that we need to have strict rulerships. I think it's fine if they're just fluid and, I see the constellations like that's just the area of the sky and the planet goes in and lights it up. So like if you have an Aries, you're going to get the Aries traits, but it's like, okay, now the planet's going to give you, well, how, let's fine tune this. How is this actually affecting different areas of your life? Whereas, so like, even if we didn't know what planets are in there, but we know stuff's in a certain constellation, I think that you can give a reading just based on that, even if you needed to. I think at least that's been my experience.
Yeah, I've been leaving rulerships out completely, and
it's working just fine.
It's working just fine. It's always working just fine.
I think in Hellenistic you have to have them though, because that's like a big part of it. I don't know. I'll know here soon.
Yeah,
I got to put a workshop together on it. So that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes, you guys. Your star map says, watch the replay. Wonderful workshop. Love the pace and the stories. Thanks, you guys. I was struggling so hard not to cough. You don't know, like half of my brain power, at least 50% was on don't cough. And I was just like trying to keep it together. So I managed. So I appreciate that. Chris Davidson says Venus and Virgo. It makes a lot of sense. Have Bliss says, my mother has Mars Mercury conjunction in Aries, 7th house, and she is belligerent toward her
closest.
Closets or closets?
I think she meant closest, or they meant closest.
Yeah.
I'm belligerent a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe. I don't know. I guess it depends on who
I definitely had it in me, guys. If you talked to me 10 years ago, you'd be talking to a totally different Abbey because I was a beast, okay? Like savage, like angry, furious, like scowling at babies. Maybe not 10 years ago, but definitely 20s. Like, so, yeah. So I think it's in there, but again, it doesn't have to be that, like, so Aries is the head of Tiamat, and she was the mother who wept at the fear of losing her children, this like divine mother figure, but also the unstoppable, angry, fearsome, monstrous goddess who was going to just destroy everything. So all these traits, again, like it's not just the one thing, or like they're complex. They got a lot going on.
I think the houses do matter though, because when it comes to politics, and like if you do relate that to like 9th house, if you do relate that to it, but Jupiter and whatever, I mean, it makes sense. I mean, because you get me talking about politics and I get belligerent. Is
9th house the politics house?
I don't really, you know what? If you relate it to Jupiter, I guess, but I don't know, man. You get me talking about that. That's where I get belligerent. That's where I get like off. I go off.
I go off too when it comes to the government.
Yeah.
Don't get me started on 9/11.
Or we need
the
to have
particular Ulske Uding Shay that shall not be named, and if you even say it in the comments, they'll threaten to like get rid of your channel, which is a good sign. That's like, if you guys know which one I'm referring to, the Andy say hey, that one. So don't write it though. Don't write it. Don't write it in the comments. I've already been threatened multiple times. I'm like, okay. Yeah. I've learned because I like to argue. I want, we all talked about this before. Like, I wanted to be an attorney and stuff. Like, it's just fun. I don't get upset. Some people get really, really angry, and I can argue your point that I 100% disagree with. Like, for legit devil's advocate, I have no problem. I'll argue anybody's point that I just completely disagree with too. But some stuff, like, I don't get really upset about it, but I've learned that in the comments on, any type of social media platform, including YouTube, what it really comes down to is like, oh my God, I'm just arguing with myself. Like, these people aren't, real in the context of they're having an influence on my day. I'm literally just talking to hear myself talk or like to type it out. Sometimes it's a little cathartic, I think, when you're just like, I just need to say this, even though it's going into the ether, nobody really cares. But,
I don't know. When it comes to online, fighting and people with their nasty comments, it doesn't bother me.
I used to love Facebook fights.
I'm just like, well, you know what? Looks like you got some of that stinky crotch girl energy going on there, and I just keep going because I just don't deal with mean girls and shit. Sure. Like, I just let it go, and that's what I say. I'm like, well, it sounds like you got a problem. I'll just keep going because, like,
yeah, exactly. Like, now it's not like.
And actually, when they get worse and when they get even more mad, it just makes me laugh. I just sit and laugh at you. So, like, I got a whole video dedicated towards negative comments to me. I worked in the hair industry for
the Ola Walney video.
And women hated me and said some of the worst things. Like, they would never say to my face. So it's like,
yeah,
like, come on. You're never going to hurt my feelings. I don't care. Yeah, the Ola. That was fun.
They came after you. And you did nothing but make all
I was so nice. I was like, a friend. Wow, we were able to disagree and I made a friend, and then she blocked me on everything.
Yeah. Yes. Well, and that's the thing. Some people, they don't actually like to exchange ideas, and that's fine. Whatever. It's not a big deal.
I don't know. I like to be nice. I like it when people have different opinions and I can learn from it. If they start out and they're just like attacking and being like, you
can't win anybody over that way.
Like, this isn't a conversation. This is just,
I've had my mind change. People are always like, oh, you can't ever change anybody's mind. That's not true at all. I've had all kinds of.
I've changed my mind like 100 million times. I've had people show me their ways, and I'm like, well, maybe I don't understand it now, but maybe I will later. And lo and behold, like something will unfold, and it'll show me like, oh, their perspective is actually pretty valuable.
I think if you're level-headed person, you're honest with yourself, you're open to new ideas and information. I would hope
each person we in life is a mirror showing us something, I mean, if they're triggering you and you're like, I'm triggered, like this person pisses me off, you need to think about why it is what is it about them or this conversation that's pissing you off? There's something you need to learn there. Even when it's a happiness, like, why does this person make me feel so good inside? Like, figure it out. There's reasons for it.
Yes.
I've been a little psychologist my whole life. I grew up watching Sally Jesse Raphael and Ricky Lake and all of that stuff. And they had some of the best psychologists on the show. Yeah. So I learned something.
Hev Bliss says, the people I know that have Virgo and Venus are clean and organized, but dry and not Venusian whatsoever. Okay, so I only know this because last night my student read my husband's chart. He has Venus in Virgo, just a little west of Spica. He is a hoarder, and like if left to his own devices, like I won't allow him to be like that in the house, obviously, but He will collect every trinket, every empty bottle can that has a cool picture, like anything. So I don't know that one applies to everyone. So this is, and again, this is my philosophy, you guys. I think that if something does something, okay, so just as an example. Now I'm not saying that this Venus placement in Virgo doesn't work like that, but if Venus in Virgo makes you, or Mars in Aries or whatever, like makes you a monster, then 100% of the people that have Mars in Aries should all be monsters, right? Like if there's a serial killer placement, which there's not for sure. I feel like it's all got to be there. Now, I will say this though, have bliss, okay? My husband is, yes, his personal space is a train wreck, but he will wipe his shoes down. He will defuzz every piece of hair. He will leave the house looking like he's going to, like, you know, he's the CEO of a company. It's kind of bizarre. So he's definitely got the meticulous aspect, but in this case, it's not necessarily relating to the house, which is interesting. And I don't know where I want to take, you know, like go with that, but so some element is definitely, we have the OCD. Okay, the Virgos have the OCD, but what area of their life is it, you know, applying to? I think some of that is maybe related to the other.
I think aspects. Yeah, I mean, any aspects to Venus too. I mean, if you're getting an aspect from like Saturn, you may come off as a little bit more serious and dry.
Yeah, see, that's the other thing. Have bliss. Do these people also have like Saturn in or like Jupiter in Virgo too? I would think maybe that would emphasize it. I know I'm like that. I'm a psychopath when it comes to organization. But I have Jupiter and Saturn conjunct my ascendant in Virgo, which is like
a militant Virgo. Yeah, that is superpower. Really.
Yeah, yes, it's definitely.
You can use your power for good or evil.
Most of the time for evil, yes. So, but yeah, so, and again, that goes back to what we talk about all the time. Probably every single episode is, it's not. You don't get a lot from just looking at one planet and one constellation. Like you can't tell a lot about. You got to look at the whole picture. Just like the doctor should be looking at your whole body, not just, you know, the bottom of your foot or whatever is going on.
Yeah, it's more than just sun signs. Yeah.
Yeah. Your star map says 3-eye atlas and lemon activating sunstorm. So yeah, something. That's because, you guys, I don't care what they tell you, the universe is electric. Yes. Okay. Like there is electromagnetic. This is basically like a discharge situation. I heard it sped up too. I don't think it's, you guys, they're being real shady about it. Nobody wants to give away pictures. It doesn't look like a comet when it comes out from the other side of the sun. No. It doesn't at all.
Japan posted a video, like a little snippet. It looks like a jellyfish kind of thing. I don't know what the hell it is. I don't know what I was looking at. I was like, is this fake? Is this AI? Like, because you wonder.
I saw a hail bop. We saw it in the sky every single night for like a week or so. Like you could just see it out the window. And it looks like a little star with a fuzzy little trail behind it. This doesn't look anything like that. And they have like actual images of it. What's going on? Like, I don't think that's normal. I don't think that's a comet. I don't know.
No, I don't think so either. And it's really weird. And I probably shouldn't say this, but I got a reading like probably about maybe 15 years ago, and this woman told me about this exact like comet that everybody thinks is a comet, and it's not. It's like a spaceship. And and now that like all of this stuff is like happening, I'm like, wait a minute, what else did she say? I can't remember. It was so long ago. But yeah, I don't know. It's got to be something, and I think it's definitely like, I don't know. Alien.
Well, it's not a comet. There's no way that's a comet.
Definitely, I don't know.
It's defying all comet standards. So.
Well, I mean, the governments have all come out and said, "Oh yeah, we were in contact with interdimensional beings," and then they left it at that.
Yeah,
you know, like
and they have time travel. Yep, they talk about that too. They slipped that out there. Yeah. Stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that's definitely a spaceship. That's definitely
something's
somebody
going
who's
on.
like,
Yeah,
hey, what are you doing? Hey, what are you guys doing over there?
Yeah.
I don't know. I've had a couple customers come in and talk to me about it because they're worried. They're like insanely worried that it's going to shut the whole world down.
Oh, it probably won't.
I was like, I doubt it.
I don't think it came here for that. They already got aliens here that'll do that stuff if they really wanted to.
If they wanted to, right?
Have Bliss says the park down the street with over 100 trees, 10 different sports fields, basketball, tennis, disc golf got destroyed, and 21 million is changing pockets. Yeah, that's like the LA and Maui fires. Everybody's houses are destroyed, and a bunch of businesses are going to come in, and people are getting money dished out, and nobody's getting in trouble. Yeah. Yep. And that's what I'm saying. People aren't going to take this stuff forever. Like, they put up with a lot, but it just depends. Bliss says we had 3 days of clear sky when government was out. Oh, that maybe government was out at first. And after that money appeared for chemtrails. Yeah, chemtrails been around for a while, though. I've been telling people that's one of the ones I would get belligerent. I'm like, look at the sky. Go look out your window now. This is not what airplanes do. That's not a condensation tree. Oh, I get so
I know. The lies you hear. Yeah. Cloud seeding. They're cloud seeding.
And now they just tell, oh, well, yeah, that's true. They have patents for it, you guys. They did something to the engines, I think, actually, possibly in the 80s, and they changed the jet fuel. And so you guys, if you don't know, I was in the Air Force. I was air crew. I know all about aircraft and what they're supposed to be doing. All right. And that, what it used to be, and if you go back and watch movies from like the 70s and 80s, there are no chemtrails in the sky. There are none. That's because what you see behind the jet in the beginning, it's just ice. It's condensation. It's freezing because it's really, really cold up in the upper atmosphere. And then it melts and it dissipates and it goes away. So like it would just be gone. Well, now, not only do you see the trail, but it expands and creates artificial clouds behind it. And it's if anywhere in the world where you have like a major international airport, it's everywhere and it's disgusting. Like even to fly through it, like when you're getting close to a big city, it's everywhere. It's not just like we have them here too, but not really bad here where we live. You almost never see them. But over in Moscow, you get a lot of them. And they're like, it just creates this haze that never goes away. Cause again, these things are expanding, but it's not like the Moscow or the Russian government's not spraying. It's in the jet fuel, and they've changed the engines so that it basically is, it processes this fuel, and at certain temperatures and altitudes and like different conditions in the atmosphere, it will cause it to expand. But this was not the case. No matter what anybody tells you guys. This didn't used to, if you're younger than like, you were born before 1980, if you're Gen X, like you probably remember a time when there just weren't chemtrails. But yeah, we almost went down another rabbit hole over here. So I apologize for that.
No, that's all right.
Here. Yes, your star map says separated because tropical wasn't real sky, so became a cult. Now maybe reverse sidereal evolved with the science. Yes. Hey, we're changing the game, you guys. If you haven't already, go to siderealinternational.org. Check out, we have memberships that you can support. We also have this free Babylonian astrology workshop coming up. Like, get involved. We need volunteers, you guys. Okay, we're on a skeleton crew over here because we're all volunteer run. Nobody's making any money. Okay, nobody at the ISAA makes any money. So if that's what you're into, probably don't call us or contact us because we're not gonna be able to pay you for anything. It's all volunteer run. But we're making a huge difference. Okay, like a huge difference. Our web traffic is now, I know some people think websites are dead, but trust me, they're not. Our web traffic is rapidly overtaking some of the big tropical websites. I'll leave it at that for now. But things are definitely happening. We're getting the word out, and we're going to change the game. Trish Farrell says,
oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, what were you going to say?
Oh, I was going to say what's really exciting is that we're coming out with another issue of Sidereal Rising,
yes,
the journal. And we are looking for submissions too. So
please,
if you're interested in being published, get a hold of us.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Don't be intimidated either. If it's not good enough, you guys, for like an academic journal, or, it doesn't have to even be academic related. You can talk about like your feelings if you need to, as long as it relates to sidereal astrology. But like, if you're worried about that, we can always post it on the Sidereal Astrology blog on the website. Like, you can still get it out there. that stuff, if you guys have an astrology business, does actually really help your own search traffic. And like, it's good to start writing and get that information. People need to hear it. So, definitely put it out there.
Yes.
Trish says, I removed all social media platforms months ago, and I'm so glad I did. I didn't consider YouTube social media like Facebook. Yeah, it's definitely different. Like Facebook, Twitter, etc. YouTube is where I expand my education interests. Yeah, YouTube's awesome. Like, it's got everything. I mean, they definitely censor, but like, who doesn't at this point? Trish said, I will only use social media in the future for business. Well, good luck, because it doesn't work for businesses like it used to. You got to pay to play now, and it's just not nearly as much fun. People should be using social media for profit instead of having their energy siphoned from it. Time is money, energy is currency, healthy return investments only going forward. You know what? I find that I sit and there are some times where I'm so exhausted, I literally can't do anything. So I have a standing desk, and if I don't have the energy to stand up, nothing is getting done. And in those situations, there are times where like I just sit and I watch funny videos and I laugh. Like I'll like watch comedy specials or something on YouTube. Where I was going with that is, I think a lot of people are doom scrolling because they're exhausted, because they're stressed and exhausted, and they just need a break. It's like having a cigarette. They're, it's just like, I just need a minute. And unfortunately, the cigarette doesn't end. Your cigarette doesn't burn out. And you either have to make the decision to light a new one or
addiction. You're right.
Yes. But it's escape from misery. And that's unfortunate that people are in that situation. But that's the that's the state of affairs in a lot of places, unfortunately, right now. Your star map says, again, each country has multiple things going on at the same time. Social points, can't eat, visit family, etc. Yes. Trish says, I'm really focused on renovations in my home and interior decor. I've put everything else on hold. That's that Venus and Virgo.
Yeah.
Your star map says, yes on the guns in us, and many liberals bought one during COVID. No police help. Well, that's the thing too. Like when stuff goes down, the government's not going to save you. Like when the CME comes and kicks out all of the banks, and guys, if you don't know, not to scare you, but a coronal mass ejection that takes out like most of the Earth's satellites and electricity and the grid, that's not an if situation. That's a when situation. So if you can't protect yourself and your resources and your family, like the government's not going to do that stuff. If you can look at that anywhere, there have been like collapses in government society, like people are on their own. So, something to think about anyways, I guess. Trish said, I definitely believe in our right to own and use guns. I didn't mean to turn it into like a Second Amendment thing, you guys. I'm sorry. Our right to use guns to defend ourselves, even though I hate guns, which is funny considering I was in the military and was very proficient using them. Yeah, I was actually thinking about that today. Like, just a real quick touch on that. It's kind of like, I like the analogy when people say, spoons don't make people obese. Like people make decisions to make themselves obese. Like the gun is the tool. You know what I mean? Now there is a massive, real quick, here in Russia, people have guns. I know they'll be like, oh, you don't. Now you don't have a right to them. Okay. Like it's not written into their constitution or anything. You have to jump through a lot of hoops to get one. But we don't have school shootings here. We don't have like people shooting each other on the street. Our cops have guns. They have like machine guns, okay? And people aren't getting mowed down by the police. We don't have that problem here. And it comes back to like a cultural issue. There's a mental health issue. There's a food issue. The food is poison, there are massive stressors. Here people get paid vacation, like 1 year, a month, or 1 month out of the year, 30 days. They get paid to go on vacation. Like that's not what's going on in the United States. So there's other things that are potentially causing, like the gun violence in the United States that aren't necessarily like, the tools. So it's something again to think about.
And some of that gun violence is, I don't know, some of that gun violence is definitely planned. It's not like we have random.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like the ones you see, the big time ones. It's just, okay, that's a rabbit hole I won't go down. Never mind.
Yeah, because we definitely do need a conspiracy show. We should warn people in advance. Look, we're just going to talk about conspiracy.
Don't be sensitive, okay?
Yeah. So if you're not into that, like this is not the episode.
Yeah.
Trish said, I released something very big last night for the full moon. Awesome.
Nice.
Congratulations.
Nice. I need to do that. I need to do a little ritual. Yeah.
Your star map said, Nikki, what do you think of moon bringing co-ruler to Aries, tender, creative, nurturing, sexual.
Oh, I mean, I guess it depends on, well, yeah, I don't know. Well, Mars is like the OG ruler and is moving into Scorpio. So I think, you look at Mercury already there. I mean, it's a tender, I think it is a tender time. For some people, it's probably, I hope, I hope you're getting laid. I hope you're having a good time. Somebody out there has to, because it ain't me. I ain't having a good time. But yeah, I think there's potential for that. I think the moon, though, being there and it being a full moon, there's definitely some intensity, and it just depends on where it's sitting there for you. I think I can see Mercury traits in every single zodiac sign that we have, and
I can see them all in all the signs too,
and everything, which makes sense because Mercury is so close to the sun. Okay, and then you have definitely I see Venus in Taurus. I see Mars in Gemini. I see Mars in Cancer. I see Venus in Leo and Virgo. So you do see these things, and I think it's just good to experiment with it and play with it a little bit. I just started playing with Venus being the ruler of Leo, and I had a lot of cool things, with my last reading, so that she was able to confirm. So I was like, oh, there's something to this, So I say explore, play with it, be open to it. But this moon, I think the collective feeling has been a little bit more electric. It's been a little bit more on the irritated side, depending on who you talk to. I haven't had many people say they're having the most amazing, soft and maternal and awesome things happening in their lives right now, and everything's just great, and I'm getting laid and everything's fine and so creative. But sorry, I'm rambling. It might be because I want those things, and I'm not they're not coming. They're not coming. So
Trish said, did anyone ask their ChatGPT what their name is or what they would like it to be called? I'm gonna ask mine. I have asked before. It's been a while. I did name it at one point. I forgot what the name was, but I think that's doable. I know I'm totally one of those people, like I'm personifying the machine, but I talk to my elevator too. Every day when I get on the elevator, I tell it thank you and I love you and I appreciate you.
You guys, I literally talk to everything.
Yeah, everything.
The microphone, everything is alive.
Yes, I think that's part of being an animist, I would imagine. Your star map says, didn't Sat babies said children could be step or adopted? Lol, I don't know what that's supposed to mean, but that's all right. Trish says, now that I'm divorced and I've curated a clean, non-cluttered, beautiful home, never again will I consider a man who isn't stylish and kempt or housebroken.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has to wash his hands, right?
Right. Yeah, there's basic stuff. Yeah, there's basic stuff that is required. That's the thing too. Yeah. Like you just don't tolerate as much later on, Your star map says Buddha pain is inevitable, but suffering is a choice. Be gentle with your heart. Great advice.
Yeah, that is great advice.
Trish said, I'm literally building a shrine to coffee in my home.
Yes, I have one too.
Oh, that's funny.
I do. It's next to my coffee maker.
You guys, I know, again, the animist side of me is like, the coffee beans are like that. There's a spirit in it. Now, I'm not going to say it's possessing you for sure, but it's like, this always happened whenever I smoked weed. I'd be like, oh my God, like it's sentient and it's trying to tell me that I should not be smoking it. Like, it's not for me. Like, I'm not supposed to hear this information. And I would constantly be trying to like secretly write stuff down, but without like the weed goddess or fairy or whatever it was, like knowing the information I was stealing from the weed realm is every single time.
It's not steal. They give it free.
It wasn't for me. No, I was told by the spirit, but I think coffee's got one too. That's part of the reason why I wanted to stop. I felt like I was abusing the coffee as medicine. And I definitely was.
I am.
Yeah, it's all right. I mean, we all do it to some extent. Let's see here. What do we got? The biggest hurdle, Trish says, biggest hurdle is having a thriving, cohesive, self-sufficient community and the human ego above resources, skill sets. Yeah. I mean, that did happen when the government collapsed in Russia. Everybody kept going to their jobs. Everybody just kept functioning in society. They weren't getting paid. Everyone just behaved themselves. And some of that came from, say what you will about communism, but some of it was just, they were all, that's the whole comrade thing. Like everybody's a citizen. Everybody like does their part. So, I mean, it can go both ways. We see here. Chell says, I'm just going to go ahead and go there and say that there's got to be enough masochists to balance out the sadists. Yes, sadomasochists. Yeah, they're out there for sure. For sure. Trish says, my Venus is in Virgo. My Venus, Mars, and Pluto are all bumping uglies in Virgo. Yeah. Well, hopefully you're having a good time. It sounds like you are. Sounds like things are going good. Trish says, Nikki, lucky we are anarchists, so both sides hate us equally depending on the hot social controversy of the season. Yeah, not agreeing with their brain of ideology. Yeah, for sure. They're so culty out there. Everybody's in a cult. You know, if you're not in a religious cult, you're in a political cult, or you're in the YouTuber cult. You got your own YouTuber that you worship, and God help you if, you know, anybody says something. Okay, you know, like it's real culty right now.
It is. Your
star map says, I would push back more of spectrum high and low person in environment determines how interacts monster and protective mother. I don't know if it's dyslexia. I didn't understand, but I'm with you in spirit, I guess. Your star map says, Reno Carlson said, great place for something to hide. A V2 sun doesn't like, or Avi, that guy, 2 sun doesn't like it. Solar storms. I don't know if it doesn't like it. I think that I think electrical bodies in the solar system they create electrical discharges. I think that there's very good evidence that that's why the moon has the scoring marks that it does. That's why Mars has the scoring marks because and why it doesn't have an atmosphere. Because if another planetary body went close to it, they would have had an electrical discharge that would have created electrical scoring. And the exact pattern that we see in that swirl canyon on Mars. And also it would have like incinerated the atmosphere. And all these ancient cultures talked about the gods throwing lightning bolts in the sky. Like if this would have happened somewhere nearby, they would have seen these things. You guys definitely check out the Thunderbolts Project on YouTube. They have awesome information. Becky Loomis. Hi, Becky. Hi, I'm new here and new to Sidereal. I feel like I lost my identity here. Lol, I've been a Virgo sun, moon, and Leo rising my whole life. And now I learned that I'm a sun, moon, Leo, and Cancer rising. Yeah, the Cancer rising definitely is a big difference. You're probably way more of an overthinker, if I had to guess. You probably are way more in your head than anybody has pegged you before. Probably a hyper analyzer.
Yes.
Not an easy way to go through life for sure. Chell says, I think conspiracy theory workshop would be something I would block off a slot in my schedule for, like an invite only. That we'd probably have to create like a different series on the conspiracy, because there are so many and they just keep getting like older and older.
More bizarre and more bizarre.
At Becky, it takes time. ISAA, great resource, huge PDF library. Welcome. Yes, absolutely. Yes. Chell says, hi, Becky. Welcome to the dark side. I was probably just kidding about the conspiracy workshop thing. No one is endorsing my opinions. I think it's a good idea.
I think it's a good idea. Yeah.
Have Bliss says, I started the herb around 33 and transformed my being. Yes, because we all have different body chemistry. We're all, thank God that we don't live in this platonic society. Like you guys, it is so good that I don't create everything, because we would all be color coordinated. We would all live in the exact same layout in our houses. They would be like, it would be, no, we don't want that. The universe needs variety, and it's good that we all have these different ideas and stuff works differently for different people. Absolutely. Chell says, Becky, I'm there too with the identity lost. I stay confused. I'm a Virgo sun and Leo moon. Have Bliss says, oh, government cult. Yes, that's definitely a thing.
Government.
Have Bliss says Leo moon 10th, changed to Libra, sun, Virgo, ascendant. Yes, these are big shifts and they will take time to adjust to, but I promise you it's better. Okay. It's going to be better. Consider too, just consider, okay, that the meanings that you're being told about these things may be different too. So a lot of people, they get the shift. But then they are still using, in my opinion, what are some very erroneous associations as our buddy Chris Brennan described them. A lot of it is symbolic, you know, and that goes for even the sidereal meanings. So if you don't 100% resonate with it yet, just be aware that there are other ways to look at these, the planets and the constellations. Becky says, yes, 100% overthinker, overanalyzer. Yeah, I'm telling you, it's the Cancer ascendant, you guys. It's exhausting, but trying to work through it. My condolences. That's what I will tell you. Because that's rough. I don't think I have any Cancer placements, thankfully. I do have it in what is my Mesopotamian second house. So that's going to be the 11th house in the traditional chart. And the way that it affects me, it becomes I'm very careful with my words. Like probably sometimes, no, I don't know if it's too careful. It's just, it changes my communication style, but otherwise I don't really get it the way that other Cancer, like strong Cancer people do. So Nikki, did you have anything else you want to throw out here? Because I drink a lot of tea.
I drank a lot of coffee too, and I'm starting to hit that crash point where I'm like,
oh yes, crash if you just do the tea. Yeah. Wait till your life is less stressful. The coffee is also medicine, okay? Like it's definitely there for it's funny though. I like to think about it like in relation to cocaine, okay?
Yeah, me too.
Can you imagine what it would be like if you had just like, you could buy cocaine at the grocery store. There's like little cocaine shops every, couple of feet. You could stop and get like a cocaine smoothie or like a frappe or something with it. Like, and everybody, you go to their house, you're like, do you want a cup of Coke, or you want me to put some Coke in your cup or whatever? Like, that's the level of addiction and like influence. Like this drug, I mean, it's a low level cocaine, you guys. It really is. I mean, and it's just inundated our society and our culture, and it's so hard to break away from. Like it's really, really difficult. But and it was not easy. I was so dumb. Nikki will attest. I had like 3 to 4 months where I was just an idiot because my brain was not capable.
It's not even adult cocaine anymore, though. Like everybody's replaced it with like Adderall and all these other things. So I can't stay up. I still can't stay up past like 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock. You guys, like I drink a lot of coffee, and it doesn't help me with my nightlife at all. So I don't know. No, it's not the adult cocaine anymore.
Yeah, not the
still
fun
super
kind.
Awesome, but it's still my preferred. I love coffee.
Yeah, me too. I do too, as we've discussed. You guys, I gotta go because I have to pee. I'm just being honest. Like I don't know what else to tell you. Like we have to wrap this up, but we will be back next week. Next week we're doing a Sumerian astrology episode. We were gonna do it a couple weeks back. We did the Chris Brennan react video. If you haven't watched that, watch it. It's amazing. You'll never look at Chris Brennan
the same again
or tropical astrology. So definitely check that out. But we'll be back next week, and then we'll have the new moon episode after that. So same time, same place next week. And in the meantime, happy full moon. May it bring you all of the most wonderful things in life. And
yes.
Yeah,
be happy, be merry. Yes.
Yeah.
Have a good time.
We'll see you next time.
Yeah. We'll see you later, everybody.
Bye.